Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the September 2021 meeting of CenClub. It's been a couple of months, so we're happy to see everyone and the amount of people we have here. Mike, if you could help monitor the chat, I'd appreciate it. And for after you take roll, please.
Sure. Rita Picard.
Here.
Stanley Spitzer.
Here.
Phil Raymond.
Here.
Jay Baymel.
Here.
Susan Dove.
Here.
Michael Rackman.
Here.
Phyllis Miner.
Here.
I'm Mike Birdman, Executive Director, and we have Norma Taylor here today from Bay Management.
Good morning.
Welcome, everyone. I ask you to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and also a moment of silence. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I would be remiss if I did not begin with a mention of the program on Sunday, honoring those who lost their lives on 9/11 and those who gave all trying to save lives. A resident, Carol Berner, came to me a couple of months ago with her idea of having a program to recognize the upcoming 20th anniversary. We spoke and I agreed that if she was willing to organize the program, we would do everything to make it happen. I asked our very own Andy Hackett to help Carol. The result was the very excellent program presented Sunday. I sincerely thank Carol and Andy and Mike Birdman, who stepped in for me on Sunday, and the rest of the CenClub staff for all of their efforts. It was a wonderful, wonderful program. This is an important meeting this month, so listen carefully. We're going to be announcing items that are of utmost interest to you. The first one being that the CenClub coupon will remain the same for the coming year, no increase, which keeps us as the lowest of the three fees that we pay. My other big announcement is that we have spent hours, literally hours, discussing all the positives and negatives of having a show season. We are prepared to begin selling tickets on October 19th, which I might add is the birthday of not only Mike Birdman, but that of our treasurer, Jay Baymel. On October 19th, you will be able to come to the box office and purchase tickets for November and December shows only. Only residents holding CVE IDs will be allowed at the shows, and you will be required to show your ID as you enter the theater. We will continue to social distance in our theater as we have done all summer. You will be able to buy 6 tickets with your ID, and the ticket procedure will be repeated later in this meeting. So if you're confused, please keep listening and we're going to repeat the procedure step by step for you. We will also be starting our lecture series again. And there's 2 lectures that I would like to point out. One is mark your calendars for October 6th. And that's when Stephanie Hirsch, who was the personal assistant to Julia Child, will speak from 7 till 9 p.m. in our theater. On January 13th, Art Shamsky of the New York Mets will be speaking to anyone who'd like to attend. These lectures will be free, and I think they'll be very, very enjoyable. So mark your calendars, October 6th and January 13th. And now I'm going to ask Jay Baymel to give us his treasurer's report.
Thank you very much, Rita. Good morning, board. Good morning, everyone out there. It's been a couple of months. At our last public meeting on June 8th, 2021, for the month ended May 31, 2021, we reported to you total cash balances of $3,432,796 and total accounts receivable of $280,503. During the summer, the CenClub Board of Directors met very often to address ongoing and new projects, financial considerations, including regular monthly treasurer's reports, improved banking arrangements, 2021 to 2022 budget parameters, security, COVID, and ID mandates, and a menu of other concerns under its purview. We will now skip ahead to the regular September report with the balances as of August 31, 2021. Our opening balance as of July 31, 21 was $706,858. During the month of August, we collected $921,134. We dispersed $964,558, and we transferred over a net amount of $364,075 to our reserve, leaving us with a checking account balance at the end of August of $299,359. Added to that number is another $71,953 in our Valley Bank lockbox account, essentially deposits in transit. We have petty cash of another $7,289. And so that leaves us with $378,601 of operating cash. Added to that is our reserve cash of $3,625,201, which gives us total cash as of August 31 of $4,003,802. During the month of August, we transferred, as I said, a net of $364,075 to the reserve. Of that was the regular monthly transfer of $73,000 to fund our hurricane insurance deductible. And there was another amount, a net of $291,075, which was the net addition to the reserve for upcoming major projects. The funding, as I say, each month, the funding of the $73,000 for the insurance deductible will continue at the same rate for the remainder of our current fiscal year, ending September 30th, 2021. It will continue into the next fiscal year in order to reach our targeted budgeted amounts. As demonstrated above, the reserve will be adjusted monthly as we pay for these scheduled upcoming projects and replace them with new budgeted projects pursuant to our capital needs plan. Our current cash position will be reduced in due course as we fulfill our 2021-2022 capital program. We will present the new budget shortly. For the 11 months ended August 31, 2021, CenClub has dispersed approximately $1.5 million for scheduled projects during this budget year, as we have aggressively pursued our ongoing commitment to maintain, modernize, and upgrade our valuable recreation facilities, which we believe contribute substantially to the premium in CVE property values that we have witnessed during the past several years. We offer superior lifestyle activities and amenities in this South Florida marketplace at an incomparably affordable level. CenClub is your lowest coupon of the 3 monthly fees you pay. Highlights for the month of August. Accounts receivable is at $281,282, down from $289,522 at the end of July, a decrease of approximately $8,240. And about the same as it was, I might add, as of the end of May when I opened my remarks. All of this reduction was in the over 90 days past due category and reflected our ongoing commitment and strategy to lien and or foreclose on owners resisting to settle their lawful debts. Our collection team, composed of our property manager, Norma Taylor, our staff office personnel, Ronnie, Joe, and Sandy, and our outside attorneys, continue to work hard during the summer to protect the financial interests of the entire community and to hold all delinquent owners accountable. Total assets at the end of August were $10,794,960, up from $10,311,486 at the end of July. Liabilities were $3,444,118, up from $3,046,870. Therefore, CenClub members' equity, I clarify every month to be clear, this is an accounting equation. The excess of assets over liabilities at the end of August was $7,350,842, up from $7,264,616. That concludes the regular monthly treasurer's report. I guess we can go on to the budget. Okay, why don't you?
Thank you, Jay. Yeah, let's just go right on to the budget.
Okay, can we have the pie? Is that available to be put up?
Sure.
Or?
Give me just 1 second.
Okay.
Apple or cherry? Thank you, Norma.
To those of us who remember Horn and Hardart, their pie was lemon meringue for a quarter. There we go.
Here you go, Jay.
Great. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome.
Okay. This is our 2021-2022 budget. To remind you, we changed our accounting year last year to a fiscal year to run from October 1 through September 30th in order to mirror our activities year more closely. By the way, our outside CPA firm will begin their audit for the year ended September 30th, 2021 in late October, and we would expect a complete audit report somewhere around December 31st for the fiscal year ended September 30th, 2021. In making our budget conclusions, the elected voluntary CenClub board, all 7 of whom are full-time residents, accumulated relevant data. We discussed it, we analyzed it, and then completed our fiduciary responsibility by formulating a thoughtful and comprehensive financial plan for the benefit of the entire community. Once again, we relied upon and will continue to rely upon a detailed 78-page capital needs assessment and replacement reserve analysis prepared by objective and professional consultants to develop our 20-year capital spending needs. We continue to be extremely confident in their recommendations. Their analysis called for necessary spending of more than $17 million over the next 20 years in current dollars, or greater than $22 million in inflated dollars, to preserve and maintain the recreation assets of this community. I want to add, that is to maintain the existing assets at that time. We are providing and funding and planning for additions over the next, certainly over the next year, but beyond that. A major component of their plan was that we begin this longer term task with an initial cash infusion of $5 million. As you may recall, instead we began only with our existing reserve cash of $900,000 on October 1, 2020. This shortfall amounted to $482 per unit owner and could have triggered a coupon increase in 2021 of $40 a month. Instead, the board of CenClub has again voted to maintain the 2021 coupon rate throughout all of 2022 and will continue to responsibly evaluate all future spending to ensure the highest quality of recreation facilities to protect and enrich our community property values. The operating side of this budget is substantially comparable to the previous year. The very descriptive pie chart will be available online and in the staff office, possibly later today. And it will illustrate the distribution of your CenClub dues. Let's look at the final two items under expenses. Scheduled projects, $3,135,500, and reserve for repairs and hurricane, $1,031,050, total more than $4,166,000, and clearly represent close to the amount previously spent annually on rent to the prior owners of our facilities. So let's talk about that $3,135,000. Where is that money going? I'm going to give you three components. We anticipate spending $1,135,000 on the Richmond pool replacement, with a minor piece, obviously, on furniture. We anticipate, and this is going to make many people especially happy, between $450,000 and $500,000 on a miniature golf course. And we're going to spend another $150,000 on the design and planning for the old golf building, which is a CenClub asset. The aforementioned two categories are necessary substitutions and transparently explain how CenClub is carefully and efficiently allocating stabilized financial resources for the future betterment of our community. The pie chart pictorially represents the spending distribution of your CenClub dues. I suggest you read it in a clockwise rotation, beginning with the general and administrative segment at the top, which is the 19%. Look at the columnar schedule above the pie chart for the dollar equivalents of the percent breakdowns. If you're lucky enough to have saved a copy of last year's budget, which I did, it's incredibly comparable. Some increases in certain components, some decreases in certain components. But we are putting our efforts into scheduled projects for the next year to a major degree. That concludes my report. I will take questions from the board and questions from the owners at the end, I guess. So, thank you.
Well, yeah, there's only one question. That was a great report, by the way. I'm sorry I didn't say that first. Thank you very much. I know it took a lot of hard work on your part, on Norma's part, on Mike's part, on everyone's part. And we spent many hours working on this. People have to remember that our facilities are between 40 and 50 years old, and the previous owners, and understandably so, were not interested in the long-term life of our facilities. They knew the end was coming for them. So our main objective is to maintain and build quality facilities to enhance our assets. And we certainly, I say proudly, are the best of the Century Villages, have the best facilities, and we like to continue that and maintain them. I think that answers, we have one question from Mr. Marvin Otto, but I would think that your wonderful explanations answered them. So anybody on the board have anything they want to add? Hearing none, we will move on to, if I can find it, the Executive Director, Mr. Michael Bergman, in his report. Michael?
Hi, good morning, everybody. It's great to see everybody here again. And we had a fantastic summer here at CenClub. A lot of projects got completed. I'd like to start my report, though, with an update on our coronavirus operations, because a lot has changed since we last spoke back in June. The clubhouse remains open for residents and guests. As a reminder, residents must show and scan their ID card for access, and guests must be accompanied by residents and registered with security upon entry. That means that the guests need to stop by one of the 3 security desks here at the clubhouse, by the ID office, by the welcome center at the main entrance of the clubhouse, and upstairs at the bus depot. Guests cannot use the access doors. Those are only for residents, and there are signs posted there. As a note, guests must have a photo ID card with them. Currently, masks or an approved facial covering are to be worn indoors at all times, including the theater, during movies and events, as well as during bingo. The only exception is while working out on a fitness machine. The clubhouse pools, the fitness center, and the locker rooms are open for resident use only. Guests are not permitted in these areas. We're keeping them as clean as possible for resident use. This is for a sense of well-being and safety for our residents. Guest passes are still not being issued at this time. If that changes, we will alert the community via email and our announcement systems. The satellite pools and courts are open, normal hours. Guests and children are permitted in these pools. However, I'd like to remind our residents that they are responsible for their actions, and we ask that they are present while their guests enjoy the pools. Please don't send children under the age of 18 to the pools on their own. Please make sure you're with them. The clubhouse library is open Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 2 p.m. Some clubhouse and recreation updates and improvements. Our largest project of the year, the new impact windows for the clubhouse, has been completed. The windows look amazing and provide protection and cost-saving insulation to our facility. We're currently working on a schedule for keeping the windows clean with specialized contractors. The clubhouse canopy project for all our bocce, petanque, and cornhole courts has been completed. 2 new concrete cornhole sets, as well as benches, have been added to our gazebo park area on the east side of the clubhouse. These new canopies will provide shade to the players during the day and LED lighting at nighttime. Last month, the clubhouse pool deck was pressure washed, resanded, and coated with a water-based wet look sealer to not only protect, but also provide a richer look around the pool. The sealers really brought out the color and will protect the surface for up to 5 years. It also provides somewhat of a non-skid area when it's wet. The ficus hedge on the bus ramp that leads up to the front of the clubhouse has been replaced. As we know too well, the ficus in our area has been carrying a white fly disease, and most of our hedges have been infected. This gave us the opportunity to beautify the front of our facility with beautiful new hedges, colorful shrubs, and tropical palms. In an effort to provide some more exciting amenities at the clubhouse, the CenClub Board of Directors approved the spending to create a new game room in place of our downstairs card room. It's very exciting. The new room is currently under renovations and awaiting more equipment and furniture to arrive. Residents will be able to enjoy bumper pool, a shuffleboard table, 16 feet, foosball soccer, a couple of dart boards, chess, checkers, and backgammon tables, as well as a full-sized 4-player arcade machine loaded with all the classics and free to play for our residents. So that's a real arcade machine. It's got Pac-Man, 4,500 games. It's going to be free. We'll send out announcements when that room is ready for residents to occupy and use. It's going to be a lot of fun. Moving on, the sun and wind damaged canopy at our bus lot has been replaced with a new covering. The project was completed this summer at a cost of $5,000. The new covering is a bright turquoise and really adds a fresh look to the area. Our building automation system upgrades are complete. Gulfstream Controls has finished the integration and replacing of our outdated equipment. This new system will improve our operating, such as air conditioning, lighting schedules, or irrigation schedules, pool temperatures, and more. Everything will be updated in one easy-to-use platform with up-to-the-minute reporting and alarm notifications via text and email. Well, our operations people are already using the system. It works fantastic. The interface is simple to use, and we'll be able to effectively monitor and improve the temperatures in all of our facilities for our residents to make sure that it's always comfortable. Less downtime on the air conditioners. Our new pool camera project has been completed. All satellite pools are now equipped with multiple security cameras. This addition to our security system will provide a safer experience for our residents enjoying the facilities, as well as hold our misbehaviors accountable. As a reminder, it's extremely important to be a part of our email list. I say it every month. Important updates, including information related to the pandemic, information about events, classes, activities, cancellations sometimes, and our monthly happenings are sent out to every resident on our list. As a reminder, you can join now online at CenClub.com or visit our staff office and sign up in person. We're excited to announce that classes return in person for fall session number 2. Class registration for fall session 2 opens on October 8th and closes on November 1st. Classes are from November 8th until December 17th. Fall number 2 session will offer 25 classes in person as well as new virtual classes for those who prefer to stay online. We'll be sending out emails in the future with complete class lists. And of course, all of this information is online at CenClub.com/classes. A deep fryer and grease trap at the restaurant that have given us years of service have finally been fried. They were both replaced with new equipment. New LED bollard lights have been installed by the tennis courts. These new modern looking lights will provide ambient lighting for pedestrians crossing through the areas after dark. These lights are replacing original equipment that was found to be in disrepair. During installation, electricians addressed several issues and safety concerns, including replacing of broken conduit and worn out burnt wires. New signage has been added to the theater doors to help residents find their seats. In addition to metallic signage outside the theater, custom-built illuminating shadow boxes have been installed above each aisle entrance. These color-changing signs look beautiful and assist with finding seats in the dark. I'd like to thank Andy and Jerry for bringing this colorful vision to life. Digital clocks are being added to our event spaces in the clubhouse. These clocks are hardwires to eliminate battery changing. Our bus ramp on the 2nd floor has been paved and brings a whole new life to the front of our beautiful clubhouse. The bus ramp just opened today and the buses are operating on their normal schedules at the bus depot in the front of the clubhouse. Some upcoming projects that you could look forward to happening here at CenClub. Our theater lobby is going to be receiving new mechanical shades that we can control that go up and down. The canopy at the diner patio is still in permitting and planning with the city, unfortunately, but that will be moving forward hopefully soon, and we'll be having shade over our diner patio. And of course, as you know, we've approved the installation of 4 new pickleball courts in the parking lot. They're in the final stages with the city, and we hope to break ground on that in October. That will take about 2 to 3 weeks to build once we do break ground. Moving on to our maintenance update. 315 work orders were completed during the months of July and August. A monthly lighting survey was completed for the clubhouse and pools. All lights were checked and replaced or repaired as needed. A survey of our fire system was completed and 6 faulty smoke detectors were replaced, and all fire extinguishers were serviced in the clubhouse and pool houses, 298 in total. The maintenance team completed the silicone sealant at the pool awnings and at Markham, Upminster, and the Newport pools. A leaky party room kitchen ceiling was repaired. The electrical lobby fountain drain shutoff valve was relocated. A junction box that powers the lobby fountain was repaired, and a new filtering system was also added to keep the water crystal clear. 2 sagging porch fans in the gym area were replaced with new equipment. Following the installation of our new impact windows, 7 sections of drywall needed repair due to water getting in over the years. The maintenance team repaired and painted these areas, and they're now dry and good as new. A water leak was repaired in a 6-inch pipe servicing the chiller room. The water fountain in front of the billiards room was replaced, the wall was repaired, and the drainage was adjusted. The clubhouse generator quarterly preventive maintenance was performed. The Swansea tennis court was pressure washed. We changed the clock and repaired the fence, and 2 damaged lights were replaced with 2 new LED lights at the Swansea courts. During annual maintenance of the restaurant, a repair to the drain line and a leg of the restaurant ice maker was made, and a double sink faucet was replaced. All of the air conditioning vents were cleaned and painted black. Touch-ups were done to all the walls and trim work. Light bulbs were checked, and the deep cleaning of the entire facility was conducted and inspected before reopening. The used oil bin was also changed. The last 2 lollipop lights near the maintenance shop were changed to LED retrofit lighting. The blower motor and variable pitch pulleys were replaced on AHU number 13 that feeds the gym. That's our air handler. The maintenance team installed a new Cat 6 wire to the chiller controllers. It was a 400-foot run from the control room to the chiller. 6 soap dispensers were replaced over the summer. 4 electrical outlets were added to the cookbee office. Some upcoming maintenance projects for CenClub: lighting upgrades in the meeting rooms and the game room. The roof at the Durham pool will be replaced. We found that there is a hole there. We went to patch the hole and found that the whole roof would be better off being replaced, so that repair will be happening soon. Excavation and repair of a check valve that services the main fire pump will be done, and a broken storm drain collar in our parking lot will be excavated and repaired. I know that I spoke about that back in June when we last met, but the gentleman who repairs those drains for us actually had COVID for over 6 weeks. He's finally getting back to work soon, so we look forward to having that done soon. Moving on to our pool update. 75 work orders were completed over the months of July and August. Our pool team performed annual preventive maintenance on all CenClub pools. This included service of the heaters, thermostats, and pumps, as well as freshly balancing the water. In some cases, some of the pool decks were also completely pressure washed. New pool furniture has been ordered for the clubhouse pool. The delivery date for the furniture has been pushed to October due to material shortages caused by the pandemic. The furniture currently at the clubhouse pool will be distributed to the satellite pools as needed. Lyndhurst North and Markham have been resurfaced. Several large cracks in the concrete were chipped out and repaired. Plumbing and fittings were replaced as needed. The pool team installed new digital flow meters at the Lyndhurst South, Ashby, and Berkshire pools. CES installed 4 new pool controllers at Richmond, Ashby, Grantham, and Westbury that will alleviate issues with having to do with the old controllers. All the pools will receive new controllers before the end of October. Pool team pressure washed the Newport pool deck prior to reopening. Our pool team removed old radio antennas from the Oak Ridge, Markham, and Grantham pool houses from our old automation system. New digital clocks have been added to several pools. The remainder of the pools will receive the digital clocks in the coming weeks. These clocks do not require batteries and can be easily seen at nighttime. The Durham pool was acid washed while drained for maintenance. All pool safety equipment was inspected and cleared for use. No problems were noted. Some upcoming pool projects. The pool team will rebuild the filter grid at the Newport pool, and the pool team will collaborate to install a new water shutoff valve at the Lyndhurst North pool Wednesday, September 8th. Well, that happened already. Moving on to our fitness update. Pickleball instruction with Gabriel is being held at the clubhouse courts on Wednesday and will continue to be available for residents. As a reminder, the beginner session is 8 a.m., intermediate and advanced at 9 a.m., and intermediate and advanced again at 10 a.m. These sessions are really popular. I do my walk every morning, and I always see Gabriel out there on Wednesday with a full court of residents. The indoor pool is open and totaling between 15 to 20 residents per day. The heat exchanger has been repaired for almost 2 months, and we're seeing a nice constant temperature between 91 and 92 degrees. All other issues have been addressed, and the pool gets inspected daily. Locker rooms are open. Showers and saunas continue to be unavailable until further notice. This is due to the pandemic, of course. Please remember the lockers are for daily use only, and any belongings left overnight will be discarded or moved to lost and found. Quarterly preventative maintenance for all machines and equipment was completed on August 27th by our contractor, Fitness Smiths. Moving on to group exercise from the fitness center, 71 classes are being taught per week. Zoom will be ongoing during the pandemic and will continue after. Our top day was group exercise. It was Monday, August 9th, with 215 residents participating. Our top 3 classes were senior fitness and weights with Debbie. She had 35 attendees. Low impact aerobics with Sean, 30 attendees. And Zumba with Samira, 27 attendees. Samira is a newer instructor and she's been very popular with the Zumba classes. You should check her out if you enjoy Zumba. 11 additional classes will be added for September. Senior balance and flexibility on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. or I'm sorry, 1:10 p.m. Back in action on Tuesdays at 2:10 p.m. Awareness through movements on Wednesdays at 2:10 p.m. Senior balance and flexibility on Thursdays at 1:10 p.m. Back in action again on Thursdays at 2:10 p.m. Body toning and weights on Fridays at 9:05 a.m. Low impact aerobics Friday at 10:05 a.m. Easy stretch on Friday at 11:05 a.m. Awareness through movements Friday at 2:10 p.m. Body toning and weights on Saturdays at 9:05 a.m. And finally, Pilates on Saturday at 10:05 a.m. For those of you who couldn't write that fast enough, it's all available online at CenClub.com/fitness. Some announcements and events from CenClub. Find my notes here. There we go. As Rita said earlier today, the ticket launch date is getting moved from September 22nd to October 19th. My birthday, Jay's birthday. Beginning October 19th, the November and December shows will go on sale. The January shows will go on sale mid-December with an exact date to be determined still. The sales for the November and December shows will be in person only, but we will revisit that again as we move forward. Remember, it's going to be for residents only. Guests will not be permitted to the November or December shows. An ID will be required to purchase your tickets and to enter the show. No guests, no outsiders, no friends, no family for November and December. It's going to be residents only. If you have a ticket but no Century Village ID, you will not be permitted into the show. IDs will be checked with the tickets. Refunds will only be given if the show is canceled. So you can't come and you can't buy your ticket and say, oh, I didn't know my friend couldn't come, I'd like a refund. It's going to say that on the ticket itself. It's going to say that at the box office when you purchase your tickets. Our current social distance protocols will be in place for November and December. January has not been decided on, but we will revisit that as a group, as a board, prior to those tickets going on sale. Of course, we do hope to return to normal at some point, but we want to be able to provide a safe environment for our residents and allow them to enjoy the shows. And the CenClub board felt it was best to continue the social distance protocols that we've been following over the summer and provide the November and December shows in the same fashion. Like I said, October 19th, those tickets will go on sale at the box office. We'll have over 9 systems set up to facilitate the ticket sales that day. So the lines should be kept very short and move quickly. We're going to be selling tickets out of the staff office, the box office, and the ID office on October 19th. Again, on October 19th, you can purchase tickets for the November and December shows. There's 2 shows in November and 7 shows in December. We will follow this meeting today with an email explaining all of this for those of you who aren't on the meeting now, so all of the information will be in writing and everybody gets the same message. We do hope to return to normal, hopefully this spring, but we haven't made a decision on that yet. I'd like to thank everybody who joined us for honoring the heroes of 9/11 this past Sunday, again, in conjunction with Rita. It was a very moving event. I'd like to thank all those who were involved, especially Andy and Carol. You guys did a fantastic job. We are going to include this in our annual report because it was so special. The flag that was donated to us, the honor flag for 9/11, is currently being in the process of installed in the theater lobby in our alcove area. So you can sit there and at one of our nice chairs and reflect on 9/11, and if you can walk up to it and read the names on the flag. It's a really moving piece, and we're honored to have it in the clubhouse. And I'd like to also thank Jerry for taking the time this past Saturday to complete the frame for the flag and mount it. It really came out fantastic, and we're excited to have it up there. We're also excited that bingo is back in the party room every Tuesday at 7 p.m. This is at limited capacity on a first come, first served basis. And just a reminder, the doors open at 5:30 now. Masks are required even if you've been fully vaccinated, and guests are welcome. Food and beverage are permitted at this time. CenClub has booked an exciting and unique lecture event. Stephanie Hirsch, the former personal executive assistant to culinary icon Julia Child for nearly 16 years, is scheduled for Wednesday, October 6th from 7 to 9 p.m. in the theater. Emails are going out for that. If you need more information, stop by the staff office. Stephanie is very pleased to share her passion about all things culinary to the residents of Century Village East. This lecture is free to residents. This will also be streamed live on Zoom and recorded to premiere on Channel 98. We're excited to have the Rocky Horror Picture Show booked for an outdoor movie for Halloween Sunday, October 31st. The movie will be shown at the gazebo. Dress up in your favorite costume and enjoy a movie in our gazebo park. We're excited to welcome back the Center for Hearing and Communication, along with Hear USA, to the clubhouse to help residents order and use amplified telephones. This service will be available every month. We just had them here on August 5th, and we are welcoming them back on October 7th. Visit the staff office for a complete schedule. And lastly, the Broward County Property Appraiser's Office is back in the clubhouse assisting residents with homestead. They'll be back on October 7th by appointment. Schedule your appointment today by going in or calling the staff office. And that concludes my report. I'm open for any questions from the board.
Thank you, Mike. I have one addition,
Sure.
and that was we're also, if we ever get the permits, going to demolish the old golf building that was deeded to us
Sure.
by Master Management, so that we can plan a new building for that spot to add to our facilities.
That building,
Right?
Yep, that building was found to be in complete disrepair and not really usable for anything recreation related. So that building is being demolished. The permit just left the county and is now with the city. And we hope to have action on that in the coming weeks.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Does any other board member have, Jay?
Yes, I think the board needs to make a motion and approve the 2021-2022 budget.
We will get to that in a moment, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything else on Michael's report? And Jay, would you check your messages on your phone, please? So any new business? Under old business, we need to, as Jay said, we need to approve our budget. And do I have a motion to approve the budget as Jay explained? Susan Dove?
Make a motion to approve the budget for 21-22. As written.
And Hesh?
Second the motion.
Thank you very much. Any other discussion about it? Okay, hearing none. All in favor? No opposed. Budget passes unanimously for the next year. Does anyone else have anything else that they would like to add to our meeting? Mike Bergman, I think you have time. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Now that the budget is passed, I just want to remind residents that it will be available this afternoon, both online and in the staff office, for people who want to have a physical copy of the budget pie chart.
Thank you. Thank you. There's a couple of questions in the chat. Jay?
Yeah, I can address a question from Marvin Otto.
Thank you.
He questions whether the 3 million scheduled projects is included in the 22 million over 20 years, and the answer is only partially. As I covered in my report, the redo on the Richmond pool of 1.1 million was obviously not in the capital needs proposal. As I indicated earlier, the capital needs of 17 million in current dollars or 22 million in inflated dollars focused on the existing facilities at the date of the analysis. It did not give any quantifiable amounts to new projects to come forward in the next 20 years. So a thing like the miniature golf, which is why I mentioned these, a thing like the miniature golf obviously was not in our capital needs program. But that 500,000 plus the 1.1 million on Richmond, plus the golf building that has been deeded to us by Master Management, these are all new kinds of endeavors that we are undertaking. So they obviously, and I hope to be clear that that's clear to you now, they obviously were not in that $22 million number. That $22 million number is going to be superseded quite handsomely over the next 20 years as we put new things into play, as well as unexpected improvements, opportunities present themselves. So the quick answer, Marvin, thank you for the question. No, it's not. The 3 million is not included in the 22 million. If it is, it's in a very small amount.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Another question. People were wondering what are rules for social distancing, and what we put in place this past year was every other row. Where you see a row in the theater roped off, that rope is there for a reason. That's to tell you you may not sit in that particular row. And what it is every other row is roped off. The other is if you want to go to the show with some friends, that's fine. Just buy your tickets together, and we will put your pod in an area with an empty seat on either side of your pod to help social distance. Masks will be mandated in the theater. So if you can't stand wearing your mask, then I'm sorry, but right now we're still seeing lots of cases of COVID, folks. You need to be careful out there, please. Every day we get reports of more people. I'm sorry, Mike Bergman, go ahead.
I just want to add, Rita, that's the reason why we are doing in-person sales only, so we can control where the spaces are in between groups of people for November and December. Our online ticket platform doesn't have that capability, so that's why we want to make sure that we are blocking off seats in between groups of people.
Thank you. And just a reminder, it is not illegal to buy tickets for your friends who are not down here yet. Okay, so if you're northern, I assume, or from another country, friends are not here, it's perfectly legal as long as they're residents holding IDs to buy tickets for them to sit with you or near you. Okay, so may I have a motion to adjourn? Hearing no other comments. Anybody?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Phyllis. Any second?
I second it. I second.
Thank you. All in favor of adjournment, signify.
Aye. Yes.
Aye. Jay?
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any opposed? Okay, the meeting of September CenClub is now adjourned, and we will go to the open mic. And I only received 3 questions, and one was from Terry Press Jagos, I guess. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. And is asking, the clubhouse impact windows look great, thank you, and will serve to protect the building for many years. The question comes up repeatedly. Is CenClub going to pursue designating the clubhouse as an emergency shelter during hurricane season? It seems that the investments the community has made in the building could also be used to save lives. The village is a designated voting center and was able to set up a vaccination center. So is it possible to explore this? If not, what's the reason? Mike, would you like to eloquently explain this as you did to me? Because I asked the same question.
Yes, because of laws, really. If we did try and become a hurricane shelter, we'd have to allow the public in as well. Additionally, our insurance, as it stands, does not cover us to be a life-saving facility. Our generator only handles our life-saving equipment, like our fire system and emergency lighting. It doesn't handle our air conditioning as well. So there's several factors which don't actually allow us to properly facilitate a hurricane shelter here at the clubhouse.
Thank you. The next question came from Menachem Blau, and he feels that there's a problem between the Stained Glass Club, which he is the chairman of and president of, and the woodworking group. And I think that's an internal problem that we'll have to solve. You know, folks, we all share the facility, so we need to learn to work together. And speaking of the woodworking, Arnold Klein has a question on the desire of CenClub to have an active woodworking club. CenClub doesn't have a desire to have an active woodworking club. We never have. We tried to buy some equipment so that people wanting to explore woodworking could get a start learning. However, we're not about to go deeply into it. Winmore has an excellent woodworking program. We don't. So I see that Mr. Klein is online and he would like to read a statement and have a request. So Mr. Klein, is this going to be 5 minutes or less? Unmute yourself. You need, Mr. Klein, you need to unmute yourself.
He's unmuted. Oh,
no, on my screen, he's not.
He just was. He muted himself.
Now he muted himself.
Can you read that? No.
Now he's unmuted.
Okay. Mr. Klein, go ahead.
I don't think his microphone's on.
Do you have a microphone?
We can't hear you, sir.
So I'm going to ask that Mr. Klein make an appointment to come in and talk to us. Okay? Because this isn't working. I'm sorry. Do we have anybody else? We've got some questions out there in the chat room. Are face shields considered masks, Michael?
They are. A face shield is okay.
Okay.
Oh, Marvin has another question, Jay.
Yes, I saw that. That's good. He's busy this morning.
Yeah.
This is a question that he asked a few times last year, and we thought we answered it then. But I can update you, Marvin, that you asked about, has any of the uncollected receivables on the purchase been written off or allowed for in the budget? In fact, in the new budget, we are going to provide a monthly provision of $3,000 a month starting in October. as a provision for uncollectible accounts, so that at the end of the year we will have 36,000 there. We'll just have to wait and see whether the auditors didn't require us last year to write any of those receivables off. We have collected a significant amount, but we'll see what the auditors want to do when they come in next month, and whether they want to make an adjustment at that time. But I can report again, for 21-22 budget, we're putting in $3,000 a month as an estimated provision for uncollectible accounts.
Thank you.
Carol Berner.
Just a minute, I'm still doing the chat.
Oh, sorry.
The golf building, to answer the question, the building that's going to be demolished is right behind our clubhouse. If you come around the clubhouse with your car, as if you're going to the restaurant, as you make the turn, it's on the right-hand side, and was used as a pro shop at one time, and then as a snack shop at one time. And we're going to use it, but it's just unusable, so it's going to come down. And Mike, if you'll take Cliff's other question about going into the weight room, fitness room.
So right now, yeah, to answer Cliff's question about fitness center, right now there are no reservations needed because we don't have the kind of demand throughout the summer that we normally would. Once we do start seeing a problem as far as overcrowding, we will start asking for reservations again, whether it's just in the morning or the morning and the afternoon. But right now we don't have that problem, so we are not requiring reservations for the fitness center at this time. But with the pandemic, you never know. Things are changing daily, so we shall see.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
There are no time limits right now, but when the reservations come back, there probably will be, if they come back.
Okay. Hey, Carol Berner had her hand up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I want to first and foremost thank Rita for allowing me to do this event and the 9/11 tribute. And I also want to thank the resident who donated the 9/11 flag that was under our American flag in front of the building. And I want to also thank everyone for allowing me to do the program the way I wanted to, and especially to Andy Hackett, who held my hand through this and did such a professional job with his team, Mike, who did the video, etc., and who made everything flow. This actually turned out to be very cathartic for me, and I appreciate all of you that allowed this. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Carol. Thank you for the excellent program. Does anybody else have their hand up?
If you could press the little hand button, the little wave button, it'll help me see you better to call on you if there are anybody. If not.
Carolyn, did you have your hand up?
No.
Carolyn Flash?
No.
Oh, no. Phil has his hand up.
Phil?
Yeah, Rita, there was a question about where the miniature golf property would be located.
I did answer her. On the west side of the clubhouse.
Kind of.
And there'll also be a practice putting green. So it'll be integrated in the park area. And anyone else have their little hand up? I can't see all the screens. I think we got everybody. Oh, there's some more up here, Mike. In the chat. Broward Borough shall require proof of vaccination. Why not? Because every time I ask about that, I'm told that it's against the law because the governor of Florida says you can't ask.
So what they're actually asking for is proof of a negative COVID test with a option of a vaccination card as an alternate. That's that's what Broward's doing.
Yeah, and
It's
also,
a loophole. It's a loophole.
Yeah, also Rita, because I get their emails, having been a subscriber in the past, Broward
Yes, sir.
is selling at full seating. They're selling at full seating, so the vaccination.
We have a specialized population that's over 55,
Yep.
folks, and
Yep.
we use that as one of the in our philosophy of what to do for the upcoming show season. We're going to do the best we can. One more question here. Let's say, oh, thank you for the putting green. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Hearing none, seeing none. If anybody else, could you please repeat about the season ticket sales? Michael put out a memo, email for everybody, step-by-step procedures on it.
Yep. That'll go out before the end of the day.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much for attending our meeting. We had a great turnout. Miss y'all. We're going to hope for in person in October. We just don't know what comes down the pike anymore. We're trying to keep up with it. So thank you. And Happy New Year to all my Jewish friends celebrating New Year's.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.